Guess what I did? I got my wedding dress today. So I thought now's a good time to go over some wedding dress shopping expectations in case you yourself are looking to get one right now or soon. So first, you're probably going to want to see the dress, so I will unveil it. Actually, maybe I should wait till the end. Suspense. Okay, so for me, this experience was mostly easy. I have a friend who is also getting married soon, and so she actually scheduled appointments for both of us to go to 2 different places. The first place was Masako Formals here in Hawaii, and the second place was David's Bridal. I have been to David's Bridal a couple times in San Diego because I was a bridesmaid a couple of times, so that wasn't completely foreign, although shopping for a wedding dress is quite different. So first, going over the more boutique wedding dress shopping, it might be slightly different to the chain wedding dress stores. So we went to our first appointment and we both were there together, and her mom came, so that was kind of fun. The person helping us grabbed a few dresses each for us to try on based on what we told her we liked as far as what our styles are. I tried on 4 dresses the first time, and each one I was like, oh my gosh, I love this. Oh my gosh, I love this. Ultimately, I ended up with the second dress I tried on, and I tried it on today, and it fits great, so I don't need to do any alterations, but you know what, I'm getting ahead of myself. After you try on the dresses, if you know what dress you might want, just keep it in mind. At this particular wedding dress place, I was given a sheet to fill out my basic information. The lady helping us wrote down my top 3 choices on that sheet of paper, and then I took a picture of it so I can keep for future reference in case I wanted to go back there. Now, I knew we were going to another place, so even though I was pretty sure I was going to take that dress, I didn't make any decisions then and there. We went to David's Bridal another day, and I just really didn't see anything that I liked over the dresses that I liked at the first place, although there were a few nice choices there too. But David's Bridal felt more, I don't want to offend anybody, but it felt more like Ross shopping, which I love Ross, but it felt, you know, it's not a boutique. So there were like tons of dresses, there were a lot of people there, and I was just going through racks, and it just didn't feel personal. Whereas at the boutique, it felt, I mean, we were the only people there in that room anyway, and so it felt a lot more special. Whereas the other place, you're just like sifting through dresses. There were so many dresses, so it's a little overwhelming. And you know, a lot of other people have probably tried them all on, whereas at the boutique, probably haven't been a lot of bodies in the dress. You know, it just felt a little less exclusive, which it was. So nothing wrong with shopping there. That's just the difference in feel of the experience. You know, one feels a little more VIP and the other feels more like, okay, I guess it's more like, I mean, I've never traveled business or first class, but it's probably the difference of flying business or first class to flying economy. As long as I get to where I need to go safely, I'm fine. It might be not the most comfortable, but you also might end up with the whole row to yourself. It's just hit or miss, right? So if you're looking for something a little more exclusive feeling, I would go with a boutique rather than a chain. The second appointment I went to by myself, and that was just to try on the dress again, make sure I absolutely want it, and then put down the deposit. The deposit was 75% of the total price. Luckily, this dress that I got was on sale. I don't remember if only the dress was on sale or they were doing a sale store-wide or boutique-wide, but in any case, it was less expensive than it is normally, so that was nice. My mom actually paid for the dress, so I called her and then I gave her card information so she could put down the deposit. After I decided I wanted the dress and I went to pay for it, the lady did take my measurements. I was quoted 21 weeks for the making and the delivery of the dress to the boutique. Here's where it gets a little tricky. I put it in my calendar and the time came and went and I still hadn't heard from anybody. Not a huge deal. I still have until June until we're having our wedding. So it's not like crunch time, but still, you never know. Like if it gets delayed or something happened and they didn't get the order in or something, then I could be screwed at this point. I wasn't nervous. I was more just like, like I haven't heard from them. Okay, I'll call them. I went on a trip and I'll call them when I get back. They didn't tell me my dress had been delivered. I had to call, leave 2 messages, leave an email, and finally I heard back from somebody. I called to schedule a fitting before my trip. I canceled essentially and called to reschedule my fitting because I wasn't feeling well that morning, and I left a voicemail and I sent an email, and then I went on a trip for a little over a week, and when I came back I realized I still hadn't heard from them. So I was like, okay. And so that's where the VIP feeling starts to wane, because you're like, okay, I already paid the money now. They have all the leverage at this point, you know, I'm just at their mercy. So if they don't get back to me, it can start to get stressful. I called, and then I finally got a hold of somebody, and I didn't receive the warmest welcome, unfortunately. Oh, another thing. When I called, the person told me that I had a fitting scheduled for today, and I was like, I didn't know that. No one ever called me and told me. That, with like having to hunt them down, kind of made me start to think I kind of just want to be done with this whole process and just get my dress and go. I went in today for a second fitting. I inspected it visually, tried it on, and it fit well. I didn't need any assistance other than helping with the buttons. There are a lot of buttons on this dress. And then I paid the remainder of the balance, and then I took my dress and I left. Just the in-between, trying to communicate with them was a little frustrating. But the first meetings I had with the first lady who helped me, she was super nice. Started great and it ended well, so I'm content now. I'm just glad nothing major went wrong, and I'm just glad that the dress looks great. So if you're going dress shopping, stay on top of these things. Follow up with people as soon as the date comes around when you're supposed to have a fitting and you haven't heard from someone, for example, if that's the case, because you don't want things to go and then find out that, oh no, the dress didn't get ordered, or oh, it's delayed because of whatever reason, because then you can end up scrambling at the end. Maybe sometimes things slip through the cracks, especially when it gets close to summertime. I think that might be one of the busiest wedding seasons. If you do need alterations cost extra money. I think what would happen is they would have to write everything down and then keep it longer to alter it. I have to go in for another fitting to make sure the alterations are correct. There's one thing I do want to do with this dress. I want to cinch in the sleeves. If I end up needing to get that altered rather than doing it myself, I'm gonna go somewhere else, because I just don't want to have to deal with having to chase companies. Obviously I can go to somewhere else and I could have the same issue. Hopefully that wouldn't be the case. I'm hoping what I want to do is simple enough for me to figure out without damaging the dress. So I'm going to look into that and see what options I might have, so I don't have to deal with bringing it somewhere else, having someone else keeping it in their place, worrying about it getting damaged, worried about it not getting done in time. And it's such a small thing that I feel like it'd be annoying to have to pay potentially a bunch of money to get it done. So that being said, that was my dress shopping experience. I would say try your best not to fluctuate too much in your measurement, and then that will be a way for you not to have alterations. Obviously, if I gain or lose a bunch of weight between now and like June, then I might have an issue. So I'm not going to do that. But if you're able to maintain your figure the way it is when you get measured till you get your dress till the wedding month, then you should be fine. And that's ultimately the easiest way to go, so you don't have to pay extra and worry about all that hassle. Planning a wedding is stressful enough without having to deal with extra things, right? Okay, so without further ado, here is the dress. The lady wrapped it back up in this bag. She said I will have to steam it, or if I take a shower and leave it in the bathroom, it should release the wrinkles. She asked me if I wanted it all the way in the bag, and I said whatever is the safest, meaning whatever's going to prevent the dress from getting damaged. So I'd rather steam it later than worry about anything happening to this. So this is a Tara Lauren dress. It ended up costing $1,700 plus, and then shipping was $45 to Hawaii. It has cups, so you can't really wear a bra with it. I'm just gonna wear pasties, and then these buttons are the back of it. Sleeves cover a good portion of my shoulders, so I want to cinch them in like that. One of the best features is this slit that comes mid-thigh on me. So many buttons. I guess on the hanger it doesn't really look, I mean, it just looks like a wedding dress, so I'll show you a picture of what it looks like on. It had clips in the back because it was the sample, it wasn't one that fit me. I'm going to be wearing flats, so it'll still be a floor length dress on me. I'm 5'11", and this dress comes all the way to the ground, which is really nice. So I hope this video helped you to kind of get an idea of what to expect on your wedding dress shopping journey. Of course, everyone's experience might be a little different. I'm hoping for you that it will go smoothly, even smoother than my experience. It's funny, we actually did a courthouse thing in November, so technically we are Texas married at least. We were there visiting family. And the reason why I say Texas married is because there was a whole thing. The guy was like, this is only valid in Texas. And I'm like, what does that mean? We're doing a ceremony and a reception in June, and we're going to get a marriage license. So I kind of like to joke that we're only Texas married. That being said, though, this is still really exciting, even though you might think, oh, well, you're already married. Who cares, right? But it's still fun. But my mom asked, I think yesterday, if I was excited, and I was like, yeah, but I didn't really feel like it was real. Honestly, it's just kind of been a little stressful trying to like figure out the logistics. As soon as I got my dress, instantly excited. It's like now I have something tangible. I'm like, okay, this is happening, you know. There's so many pieces to this that it can be more overwhelming to the point where it's hard to get excited because it's just anxiety. Probably sounds weird, but now that I have a dress, it feels real. We have our venue, sent out save the date cards, well, electronic save the dates. So that's it for me. Thanks again for watching, and I will of course have updates when I actually put the dress on. I will take video so you can see it on. In the meantime, the photos and some fun videos of me trying on other dresses. Doing a video.
Man, you are killing it.
Kind of see how like it'll look if I move around.
Yes. Please work it. Yes.
Yeah, this is
She showed up in this dress. She ate it. Left no crumbs at all.
She understood the assignment.
She understood. She understood the assignment.
I've never heard that one. That's hilarious. Oh my gosh. That's hilarious.
Extra credit.
That's hilarious. Oh my gosh, that was awesome.
Yeah, what happens is we'll put a button maybe here, and then we have a loop